This session will go over how to use the CRCT Online Retest to add students, modify or add accommodations, schedule sessions, and print test tickets. To add a student, you need to go to Groups, Manage Students, and select Student List. The CRCT Online Retest will include all the students that were in your school at the last FTE count. You will need to add any new students that aren't on the list. Select your grade level, select your student list, and scroll to the bottom and click plus to add a student. Fill out the student information. Grade level, gender, GTID. And you have to select the group, which is basically just the grade level again. Keep in mind, and I'll mention this later, that your groups, your courses, your sessions, they're all by grade level. So student information, add their race and their other information, their SRC if they have one. This will not assign accommodations to the test. You have to click on this, and you can allow screen reader, which will read the test aloud to the student. It will only read the test items and the answers. It will not read the passages. If you have a student with a conditional accommodation, the teacher will have to read either while the student is taking the test online, or if you have the paper pencil version. If you want to have a student with additional time, make sure you click on time test, and the test examiner will have to check the time depending on how much time that student has with their accommodation. When you're done, click save, and that student will be available. So now I've added the accommodations, but if you have another student and you want to edit their accommodation, it's very simple. From this screen, just double click on the student. And click specific accommodations, and there's the same exact screen. Now, there's another way you can do it. If you have a lot of students, you can go to Groups, Manage Students, and assign accommodations. You'll choose your group, which is your grade level. And here you can go and choose your students. And if they have the exact same accommodations that you want to assign to them, you just choose, select them all. There'll probably be 100 students. Check whichever students that have the same accommodations and click Edit Accommodations. And then you can add those accommodations right here. So that's 3 different ways. You can add the student, change their accommodations right there. You can double click on the student, or you can select multiple students from Groups, Assign Accommodations. Now that you have all your students, you can schedule your sessions. So let's go to Assessments, Manage Sessions. And I want to assign the sessions. You're going to have to assign a session for the practice test, and then go back and assign a session for the actual test. Keep in mind this: you are assigning a session for an entire grade level. Even if you have multiple labs that are offering sessions at the same time or different times, an entire grade level will be one session. And even within the students, all the students will be assigned reading and math for grades 5 and 8, and then you just assign the appropriate test ticket for those students depending on reading or math or both. This is very simple to do. You will need to go into your sessions and choose your grade level. And click Schedule Session. You will see the practice test and then the actual retest under the test group. Here, this is a demo site, so we're going to choose this. Automatically, it'll allow the test breaks. This, you want to take note of this, because this is your access code. I'll show you how to print this up later. So you do this, choose your test, the test details. Now you want to do a time frame, But make sure that you start date and end date. The end date should be the end of the entire session. So if this is the practice test, you can have kids testing all the way through the 20th, maybe even the 21st. In case a kid comes in late, they can test on the reading day so that they can take the test on the math day. You could even make it the 22nd. It can go overtime. On the actual test window, make sure that when it comes to the actual retest, make it May 21st to the 23rd. You want it to end on the last day, but you want it to be the entire window, the 21st to the 23rd. I'm going to change this so it fits my practice test window. And that's all you have to do. Make sure it's as broad as possible, because if you make a test just for the reading day, then if you have a makeup test, you'll have to schedule again. Or if it's reading and math and you only put it on one day, you want it for the entire window that you're doing it, either the practice test window all the way up to the 22nd, or the actual retest, and that's where it's the 21st to the 23rd. And here you add students. Click Add Students, and you will choose your grade level. You'll see all your students, and click OK. Now your students are assigned to the test, and you don't have to add a proctor. You're done. Now once you do that, you've assigned the students. They can take the test. The only thing is you have to print the test tickets. So click here, click Print Test Tickets, and you can do individual test tickets, which will be a test ticket on one piece of paper, or multiple. You can print them out in half. It just saves paper. So you'll see there's two on there. It has their login ID and their password. They will need the test access code. So when the teacher is administering the test, they'll have everything to log in, and they'll just be waiting for the access code. And when it comes time to take the test, the teacher will write it on the whiteboard. So how do teachers get their access code? You come down here to the summary test ticket, click on the PDF, and click Open. And there is the access code on here, and that is for the test examiner. And you'll see all the information, how many students with accommodations, and everything. Once you're done with that, you're done. Now you just need to manage the actual test. That is pretty much everything you need to know for assigning tests and creating students. Any other information, please look at the full test examiner manual, and there are quick start guides that I have sent out for these exact instructions.